V2K, and you're gonna get, hit with directed energy weapons and high-pitched sound. And I've been way too... What makes me angry a lot is they've gotten me away from my spiritual side. They've done a great job with that. At the beginning, I had a strong spiritual side that kept me very strong. And lately, I have so much stuff to do, and I'm so busy doing this and that, and I'm grounded in the physical world. And so when they're torturing me, I'm grounded in it, and they've got me hooked to it. They've got me hooked to the V2K and the directed energy weapon attacks, the high-pitched sound and everything. They've got me hooked, on this physical world. So, I don't know, I've just been thinking lately, and on the call, like, there was a lady, and she was a very religious lady, and she was just talking about, her relationship with God, and how it strengthened her, and, we've really got to go towards that. And, I'd been mad that whole day and thinking, negative thoughts, and it just calmed me down, like in a weird way. And I do completely believe that we have a spiritual side, and so I'm going to really focus, physical. I'm going to work on the physical defenses, and everything like that. But while I can't do anything about this, or I'm trying to sleep through it or whatever, I'm going to really focus on spiritually, like going into my spiritual side and not being there. Letting them do whatever little pains and chipping away at my body, or, the torture, and just leave my body there and really just like go into meditation with God. So I'm not in that. I'm going to go to another place. I'm going to start really practicing with that. It seemed to really work today. I really tried to do that. And it wasn't in my mind, like, I had, imagery in my mind or whatever, but, like, I want to go to that place that's not grounded in this physical realm, whenever I can't do anything about it. And I'm not saying we should stop, fighting this politically, campaigning for target individuals, getting it to stop. There's a physical world here, but when you can't do anything about it, to try and go into that spiritual place inside of you that doesn't really have anything to do with your grounded body. But those are just kind of thoughts. Like, I'm just gonna really start trying to get back there, because that was a strength at the beginning that they've really gotten me away from. My attackers have done a great job of really just kind of tearing me back into the physical world, where it's like everything, I'm reacting to everything's very physical. I haven't gotten away from my faith in God. I trust that He's always there. My grandfather, was on his deathbed and was dying of cancer, and he said, even though He slayed me, I will always trust in Him. And I remember praying last night, not because it was hurting so bad, because I'm so tired of this, and just praying and saying, I trust You. I'll always trust God, no matter how bad it gets, no matter what happens. Like, I really will, always trust Him. And He's given me signs, signs to just keep going, things that I love that strengthen me, and He is there. And, there's a reason why He can't just take me out of this situation. There's a reason for it. And, all of you should look for that reason too. And I'm not saying, oh, this is great fun, and, this is all our destinies to be tortured. I'm just saying, God does work in mysterious ways. I've seen it all my life. I've experienced it. So we've got to keep believing and trusting in Him, and praying and asking Him for help. And he will give us things to get through this. And He brought me a TI in my area. Like, we've connected, and, I'm trying to help him out. He's trying to help me out. So a lot of good things are happening, and a lot of good things are happening on a bigger scale that don't have to do with my little targeted world, in the target individual community. So he is with us. He is behind us. And I know I bring it back, I don't know if y'all have seen that movie God of Gods and Kings, but Moses gets his people to the the ocean. I'm not saying I'm like Moses or anything, but I feel like we're there. I feel like we're there. We're at the Red Sea, and it's like, but it's not parting yet. It's not parting yet, and we're all angry, and we're so close. And I really think that it's like we just have to wait. We have to be patient, and I'm gonna find better spiritual ways to get through this. Like, a lot of TIs do it so much better than me, and I want to learn from them. They'll use humor, or or their spirituality. They'll get into that zone where these people can't even touch them, almost, because everything they're doing is physical to your mind, to your body. And if you get into your spiritual zone, it's like you can still feel that sense of peace even though your body's being attacked. So I guess I just wanted to say that, just kind of get on, and the event's going to go well, so it's not like their attacks are going to just destroy the event or anything like that, but they did amp it up. They know it's important to me, and they know it's a good time to hide this stuff, because it is something that would be stressful in my life, that people could say, oh, well, your mental illness is acting up or something like that, which I don't have a lot of people saying that, because I don't go to a lot of people and tell them about the stuff unless they're a TI. I don't know why I told my mom that, because we're so close to the event and she was so stressed out, and that's my nature. Like, I want people to know what I'm going through, and that's kind of, somebody was talking about it on one of the conference calls, how we experience constant post-traumatic stress, from the torture, and we bring it to our families, and they want to help us, but they don't know how, so they experience post-traumatic stress from what we're going through. So it really is well-oiled evil. It really is good at destroying families, and things like that. But there's something deeper. And it's like, I don't know, the events of the last half year haven't been great for me. They've been great because I've met a lot of great people, but my environment, I feel like I need my own environment to defend with, and things like that. But it's in this ironic way. It's getting me to come to another stage of this somehow that I don't understand. I don't understand exactly what God's doing in my life, or other target individuals' lives, or in this world, really. But I know that He has a plan. And it's bigger and better than anything that, these initiatives, like these programs, or, any kind of whatever, if you want to talk about depopulation, Agenda 21, and things that are bad for us, those plans, His is bigger and better. So let's look to that, look to Him. And I'm telling myself this because my attackers have done a really good job. They've hammered me until I get out of that and into, complete physicalness. Fighting it on a physical level. Trying to, get evidence all the time, and that's still good. I'm still going to do those things. I'm not going to back off, but it's taken me away from the center of myself, my spiritual self, which is really, in the beginning, was carrying me through so much better. So I'm gonna work on that a lot. And my defenses, I have the grounding blanket, I have the magnet therapy, I still got my plugs and my plates, so I'm pushing along. And I really don't feel like we have too much longer with this insanity. I hope not. Because it is insanity. It makes people insane. The vehicular stalking is dangerous, because if you have a person who's involved in this, the DHS fusion centers, and they're just a citizen, and they've had a bad day, and they're like, hey, they've heard a lie about you or something like that, they can cause a wreck or do something stupid, or even serious stuff like break into your house while you're there or something like that. It is a recipe for chaos and criminality. But that just comes with the territory of being targeted. Like, we all know that. But all right, guys, I just wanted to check in with y'all. I love y'all so much. Like, I consider y'all my brothers and sisters. The bad things that have happened to me, I go to God on my knees. I mean, I know, and it's become harder because the remote neural monitoring, I understand what my organizers see, and so I've become a little bit more timid in prayer, because I just don't want them to touch that. So I've tried to go deeper down with those things, because that's a violation. Like, my spirituality, my prayer to my God, the one true God. They, with the remote neural monitoring, y'all understand that. But I'm not going to be timid anymore about being humble before God and really trusting Him, and really stop being conditioned to care about what they think. And it's almost not like I care about what they think, but I've been conditioned to just almost be physically timid about the whole thing, because you're just being hit all the time. So I'm going to do a lot of conscious and subconscious things to get away from that and to humble myself before God, because He's behind us in this, and He's got a greater plan than any human being on this earth has. And if we follow it and we trust Him, things may not go perfectly. I don't know. I mean, I could even say this, and maybe these people, and I'm saying, God forbid, and I'm not planning on this, but even if they killed me, and please take that with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, like, in theory, even if they did, but I don't think they are. It would be in God's plan. And something would come from that, in the next life, this life, the next life. And please take that with a grain of salt. I'm not like, these people, they're going to kill me. I'm just saying, worst case scenario, God even has His hands in those. So I'm basically talking to myself right now. I'm talking to all y'all, but I'm trying to talk myself through it too. Y'all know it. I mean, I've seen T.I.'s videos, and this is how we do it. We kind of talk things out sometimes to ourselves and to others, and it really helps everybody, because you're trying to come to an understanding with your knowledge. And please leave comments. Comment about your spirituality. What makes you strong in this? What gets you through? What helps you so they can't touch you? And I think it's good to work on those things, because this is, it's an all the time thing. They're always trying to kind of chip at you and mess with your vehicle and vehicular stalk and street theater, and then the directed energy weapon attacks that it's hard to focus on things that you want to do. But please leave your comments on not only spiritual things, but physical things that you do, but especially spiritual things that you do, to not be there, not be there, but just to kind of, when you can't do anything about it, to go to that place where it's like you're not reacting like a physical organism to the attacks of remote neural monitoring or the directed energy weapon attacks. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I love you guys. Please comment. Let me know how you're doing. I'm going to try and answer some emails, especially after this event. So if I haven't answered an email and you need help or you have questions, please still email me. I'm going to go through, and keep in contact with some people. But please be safe. Stay as comfortable as you can. And we'll get through this. I just feel like we're so close. And all the moderators say it, like on the conference calls, and all the TIs who've been going through this a long time. We all feel like we're really close to something, and I just really believe that. I have a lot of faith in that. All right, guys. I love y'all, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one.